Hello, testing 1, 2. Oh shit! There you are. Hello and welcome back to Rolling with the Spectrum. Today's video is all about meltdowns. We've all been there in the shops. We've been there at home. We have been there out in the park, the schoolyard, you name it. We have been there when our kids have been in a meltdown state. People look at you funny. People think you should discipline that kid a bit more and give him a good smack across the butt. But we all know that that's a load of crap. And for those of you who don't know the reason why they get in the meltdown state, this video is for you. Not so much the parents with autistic kids here, family and friends who may not understand that these kids are going through a lot of stuff through their little brains and can't really pick up on certain things, which leads them to meltdown. And if you remember my previous video on masking, it's a related video to that. So from how they get from that masking point to the meltdown point when they're at school or out in public. Sorry about my hands, didn't realise it was dirty. But anyway, with any further ado, let's go to the spot and studio. It's not, it's just my laptop in the corner. Let's go there and do some talking and researching. The stimming or self-stimulatory behaviour is repetitive, often rhythmic, movement or sound that individuals with autism and ADHD engage in. It can include a wide range of actions from flappy hands. I don't know if you guys have seen your kids do this. It could also be rocking back and forth, fidgeting, not keeping still, probably like I'm doing in the video, which I apologise to you right there. Vocalization, so it could be like blah, 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 blah. Something that really gets on your nerves, and you yell at your kids for it, but you don't know why they're doing it. That could be one of the reasons why. Yeah, and movement of objects. Like my biggest one that I do myself is blue tack from public speaking to people. For my line of work outside of YouTubing is, yeah, I've got to stimulate my hand with a bit of blue tack to control my nerves to get the words out to people. Behind the camera, I'm pretty good because I can sort of hide what I'm reading and try and project it to you guys out there in YouTube world. So while stimming behaviours can be present in both ADHD and autism, they're not exactly the same and serve different purposes, funny enough. So in ADHD, stimming often helps with the kid's focus and attention, while autism is more commonly used for emotional regulation and sensory processing as opposed to the form of stimming ADHD kids use. Could be a combined of things when your kid's both on the spectrum and has ADHD as well, like my girl. Okay, so the difference between the two of them. So ADHD stimming, okay, its main purpose primarily is to regulate attention and focus, especially when they're feeling bored or struggling with concentration. So kids at school might be feeling, tapping the kid next to them, banging the desk, chewing on their pencils and so on. You know, triggers for this can be boredom, anxiety, and to a point even excitement. Example of this, obviously, like I just said, finger tapping, tapping fingers, pacing, humming, making repetitive noises, so on, to break up their boredom and so on. So ASD stimming is obviously primarily used for emotional regulation and sensory processing, and it helps manage them in overwhelming situations for their sensory input, and like ADHD can help cope with their anxiety. Okay, triggers can be caused by overstimulation, understimulation, or the need to reduce pain. Example of that overstimulation, took the girls to Bali a couple of months ago. Youngest one, so excited out of her mind, running down the corridor, arms flapping everywhere. The understimulation, they do it, I guess, like ADHD, to probably break that boredom. But like I said, I'm only picking notes out from the internet and relating them to you and trying to put my objective on it from what I see in my own child. Obviously, it's going to be different from kid to kid, so please don't come at me with that stuff, okay? Sorry guys, I just had to pause the video there, so it might not look like it in the editing, but I had a phone call. Like I say, when I do this channel, it's all on my phone, down from the editing, the filming, and adding in the little snippets, which I'm going to try and put in this corner here. I saw the sign. So yes, so yeah, they're the triggers. So examples, like I said before, could be like your hand flapping, um, spinning, repeating words and phrases, and making repetitive noises. So I know my little one, she does it a fair bit. So obviously, non-verbal kids won't do the verbalization of things, but will possibly do the others. I don't know. If you have a non-verbal autistic child, please leave some comments down in the comment section on this video to help me raise my awareness and in autism. So let's see how it goes for that. Like the key differences of primary function between ADHD and autism. In ADHD, stimming is often linked to focus, while autism is more related to sensory and emotional regulation, as I touched on before. The intensity of stimming behaviours can vary. The intensity and frequency in both conditions often differ for underlying reason, stress, anxiety, the amount of boredom they're going through, whatever. I do not know. But sometimes this could be overlapped or misdiagnosed when you're doing your assessment for ADHD or autism for your children. So it's important to note that there can be an overlap in stimming behaviours between ADHD and autism. A misdiagnosis can occur. Some individuals may have both ADHD and autism, and further complicating the picture. So with my little one, she's got both, but I don't think I've complicated the picture much. Other parents, let me know in the comments if you like to. Okay, some individuals, like I said, may have both, so it can complicate the picture a bit. Although the the evaluation by a professional, usually a psychiatrist in Australia. I don't know about other countries around the world. So if you're from overseas, not from Australia, put a comment down. And let us know who actually does the testing and so on in the other countries around the world. Okay, to be determined for your diagnosis. Okay, the presence and nature of stimming behaviours to difference between ADHD and autism. So so your medical professionals should know the difference between the two types of stimming. And like I said, the reason I'm talking about stimming at the moment is going to follow on and help with the video I put out last time on masking and then lead to our meltdown at the end of the video. Okay, and also tiptoe walking. I'm just going to throw this in for good measure. I don't think tiptoe walking really leads to a meltdown. It could, I suppose, if the kids start to get into a bit of pain and a bit of stimming and so on. So it might fatigue the kid and get them into a meltdown. But I just want to touch on it while there's a little window of opportunity because I think it goes hand in hand with stimming, to be quite honest. Like I said, let me know any medical professions watching this video if I'm around the right mark or not. Feel free to correct me, but just don't come at me, please. We'll keep it nice on this channel. Righto, so tiptoe walking in autistic children or walking on the balls of their feet is more common in children with autism than those without. While not executive, walk on your tiptoes. Okay, so while not exclusive to autism, the frequency associated with the sensory processing differences, motor development delays, or weakness in abdominal muscles in autistic individuals. So a number of reasons why the kid might be a tiptoe walker are right there. So sensory processing, I'll go through a bit slower in case you didn't catch it the first time. So sensory processing, motor development delays, and weakness in the abdominal muscles. There's a physio out there that knows why that is. Please feel free to leave a comment. Okay, if a child with ASD frequently toe walks, it's recommended to consult the pediatrician who you go and see, probably not a GP, probably go higher, or a specialist to rule other potential causes out and explore the appropriate interventions. The prevalence study indicates that significantly larger population of children with ASD toe walk compared to neurotypical children. One study found that 9% of the children with ASD toe walk, while less than 0.5% of children without ASD did. So a bit of a margin there, I guess. Obviously most stats are made up, but hopefully this one's around the mark. Obviously, things change over time. So at the time of recording this, the stats were correct, I guess. So yeah. ASD kids toe walk care is said to come from a manifestation of sensory sensitive or sensory seeking behaviors in some autistic individuals. So some do it just for the attention. Children might toe walk to avoid certain textures. I know some kids don't like grass. A lot of babies don't like grass, so it could be a texture thing for the floor. I noticed it more when we moved from Perth, where there was carpet, to Darwin, where there was tiles. As my little one actually tiptoeing a bit more there than what she did in Perth. Obviously, in Perth too, she had a lot more shoes on due to the weather, I guess. So yeah. So that's it. Okay. Sorry, that was my daughter. She getting ready for gymnastics. The vestibular system, which helps balance the body position, is often underdeveloped as well, which can cause this and contribute to a bit of toe walking right there. So there you go. Let's go walking. Here we go. Low muscle tone is also common with ASD kids and can also lead to toe walking in a way to stabilize their body. So that's probably where the abs come into it, if I'm right, maybe. And it's even got in a little show notes here that the abdominal muscles could be weak, hence they toe walk. It can also be associated with motor development too. So tend to develop it a little bit slower due to their makeup and autism, I guess. So yeah, when to seek help though is a big one here. What have I got in my notes? So with ASD children frequently toe walking, can't stand flat on their feet. So that becomes a problem. Obviously they develop pains in their legs. So it's important to actually consult with your doctor, pediatrician, what's the foot doctor? Podiatrist. Hey, there you go. Got another big word out. And even an OT, I think, which can also help with interventions for treatment for toe walking. So from physiotherapy to strength to stretching, exercises and so on, and even orthotics from your podiatrist will help. So how's that relevant to what I want to touch on? These kids, obviously, when they're in the classroom all day at school and they're trying to fit in with the neurotypical kids, may do some stimming. This is with ADHD kids as well as autistic kids. They could be sitting there listening to the teacher, trying to take it all in, stimming, tapping, clicking, poking, humming, whatever during the day, trying to just keep themselves contained, controlled, and so on, and try and regulate their emotions, that regulate their sensory inputs and outputs while they're taking these classes, and that trying to hold it together out in the playtime. One issue that I'm running into at the moment with my little one is the social interaction, social cues with other people, and knowing the signs there. We'll move on to that probably in a later video. So yeah, these kids, so for 8 hours a day at school, or however long they're there for, hold it together. It must be, and they get fatigued. Poor little buggers, they'll get fatigued. So when they come home into their safe place, they just let it all go. That could mean their sensory regulations are just off the scale and don't even work, to the point where you go boo to them, and that would be enough to set them off for a meltdown, because these kids have been masking all day. The same when they're in the shopping centre, the noises, stimulation from the visuals of people walking past and stuff might be enough just to set them off. For their meltdowns and stuff, because they just can't process it, and the only way they know how to handle it is to have that meltdown. To some people, that meltdown will look like a tantrum. However, it's not a tantrum. Don't come at them. Hang on a second, please, guys. Let's just pause it. Back again. Sorry, autistic kid asking questions. Gotta attend their needs before mine sometimes. If you guys have been there, you know what I mean. Hit a link in hit the like and the subscribe. The S's aren't coming out for me today. I don't know what it is. I have worked all week. Yeah, so anyway, these kids just can't process it, and their executive functions just go, and the only way they can express themselves is through that tantrumy, meltdown looking state. And unfortunately for the onlooker or the passerby walking past that thinks they're just undisciplined little brats when they're not. And I can't stress that enough. I've had my own problems with spectators, I'm going to call them, walking past, thinking they can throw their 2 cents worth in. And just went to town to one of these ladies who think they know better than what we do without actually knowing their situation. Really frustrating. Done my best myself not to go into that meltdown state, because I just want to, inside you just want to go, but you know that's not right, because society doesn't like that. We don't, and I'm not condoning any violence either, by the way. That's just how I was feeling at the time. But being a bit older, I kind of know how to self-regulate a bit better than what my 7-year-old does. So it was a difficult time, and it can be difficult for other parents and hard on them as well. So especially with both parents facing this for the first time, it's very difficult for them to do, I guess. So that's why the whole point of trying to make these videos is to raise that awareness for people that you guys aren't alone. You're not alone. There are avenues out there. There's around the state, there's different autistic places. What's the word I'm looking for? Not clinics. Associations out there that's going to help parents and put on workshops for these parents if you can get to them. Sometimes you know how difficult it is to try and have that one date night when you got your kids, because your ASD kid might not be attached with anyone in particular and it doesn't end well, or you're just too scared to let your child be with someone else. I get it. I've been there. But things are getting better and hopefully keep improving. And I want to see you guys be the same, whether your kid's non-verbal, verbal, has different traits to mine, same traits, I don't know. Every kid is different on that spectrum, hence the spectrum. So just want to say, guys, you guys aren't alone. And the whole reason for this channel is to help you guys understand your kids, yourself, what other people are going through also. So thank you for listening to this today. And remember, if you do like this content, hit a like and subscribe. I want to get these numbers up, guys. I'm sick of doing my normal day job and rather do this stuff for you guys. If I can get to my 1,000 subscribers, I can start throwing merch out to you. The more merch we get going, I can raise a bit of revenue. Then I can actually start putting donations out to these non-profit organizations that actually need that money. So it's up to you guys. Ball's in your court to help me push this channel up and go viral. So once again, guys, family, friends, tell them, pass the word around that you guys aren't alone. I'm here to help you guys and spread my knowledge to you guys, and I want you guys to do the same. And I'd like to get other families on here to tell their stories as well in the future. But I need those viewers, guys. So thank you. And once again, peace, love, and autism.